it's time for another Tech Talk.
Hello, everyone. I'm Meg Garlinghouse, and I'm one of the Tech Talks today, or the TikToks. I work at LinkedIn, and I lead our social impact program, but more importantly, I have the great honor of serving on the KQE board. And the reason I do is because I cannot think of a cause that's more important than public media and journalism. So I want to start out with a huge thank you to everyone in this room, for you as funders or practitioners or everything you do. LinkedIn is not perfect, but we do a pretty good job of trying to create a platform that's trusted, safe, and professional, so that all the stories that you tell and the stories that you fund to tell get an audience deserves to hear them. And the reason we do this is because we believe that knowledge should be open and free, and that information, when it's constructive and shared, is critical to economic opportunity. Of course, that's what LinkedIn does, is we try and connect people to economic opportunity so everyone has access. So in the next 2 or 3 minutes, I am going to quickly walk you through both why and how you can get better value out of LinkedIn, to hopefully you'll go and encourage the people you fund, the people you support, to follow the lead. So if you aren't convinced yet, but one thing that you should know is people are joining LinkedIn. In fact, it's sort of crazy that 5 years ago, if I would said I'd be invited to come speak here, I would have said you're crazy. Journalists should be on LinkedIn, but they're not. Well, they are now, and they are joining faster and faster. And this data was from 4 or 5 months ago, and I bet that results would be even more pronounced. Again, we're not perfect, but we are investing in a platform that works better for everybody. So 4 things I want to quickly walk you through. These are tips and tricks. Actually, show of hands, how many of you guys have a LinkedIn profile? This looks like almost everyone's, which is awesome. So it's going to be some mundane tips and some more kind of pro inside information tips. But here we go. So first, it all does start with your profile. And if you haven't yet, do invest in time to make it yours. This very mundane, but the profile picture is critical. I just updated mine to reflect my new post-COVID gray hairs. I got a ton of positive results. But make sure it's not, don't put on your tie or your sweater. Make sure that your profile picture represents you. Second tip is make sure that you, in the About section, you include what you do or what your organization supports. And when you think about those words, think about what someone might be searching on, because that's how they would then go find you. And then we have a really cool new feature called name pronunciation. So if you have a name that's maybe not obvious in how you pronounce, you can actually pre-record it, which is awesome. And then this last tip, which is my favorite tip, is the private mode. And what this is, you can go to your privacy settings, which is the pull-down menu, and you can choose the private mode, which means when you go look at someone else's profile, they don't know it's you. Really, really cool tip. All right, secondly is how can you use it to promote the content you're creating? And this is a very, very new feature called the creator mode that we added, I don't know, like 6 months ago. Turn on creator mode, it should default you, and that does 2 things. It defaults people to follow, not connect, because the journalists don't want to be connected to everyone, but they want their information to get to everyone. It also gives you access to a bunch of analytics and some newsletters. It's really, really cool. Make sure you do that, or tell your journalists to. And then when you think about posting, a good rule of thumb is 1 to 2 times, but a road to get there is start posting, liking, and that's where you can get followers. I'm watching my time. Tip 3, use this to find sources. The most under-leveraged part of LinkedIn is the advanced filter, which is free to anyone. And you can literally search on this crazy number of dimensions. So go to the search ball, do advanced filter, and you can find someone who used to work at Google in privacy or AI, is now at the Paul Free Center. I don't know if that person exists, but you can really use it to find anything you might want in terms of personal information. Finally, tip 4 is LinkedIn sits on enormous amount of data, like crazy standardized data. We have almost 1 billion members, 60 million companies, tens of millions of jobs, and it's all very, very slice and diceable. And what that means is we have an economic graph team of data scientists that every day look for trends. We make this available to you through reports. We have a monthly labor markets report. We have a green skills report. We're looking at the skills gap, trends analysis. So definitely go to economicgraph.linkedin.com, sign for the newsletter, and you can get free access to all these data and insights. And oh my gosh, I have 45 seconds. Any questions? Thank you very much.